Julie.
Are you asking me, Sheila? Yeah, I'm emailing it. I'll copy you.
Thank you. I've sent it like 3 times. She's just not getting it. My email's acting squirrely this morning. All right.
Morning. I've been told by staff we are recording now, so I want to call the December 8th finance meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Member Chaplin,
Here.
Member Chavez,
Here.
Member Covert,
Here.
Member Desart,
Here.
Member DeCiani, Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Here.
Member Hart, Member Krajewski,
Here.
Member LaPlante,
Here.
Member Ozog,
Mute, Mary.
Here.
Member Pachelsky, Member Renahan,
Here.
Member Rutledge,
Here.
Member Schwarzy, Member Selman,
Here.
Member Tornatori, Member Zay.
Here. Okay, thank you.
One public comment. It's from Shelley Nicholson. It's regarding please support your youth health organization, Candor Health Education. This Candor Health Education, formerly known as Robert Crown Center for Health Education, is requesting financial support for COVID-related expenses to transform our youth programs to a virtual format. Our headquarters is in Hinsdale, and we have long served the diverse communities of DuPage County, educating 16,000 4th through 8th graders across 150 DuPage schools in a typical year. 10 professionals from 9 DuPage school districts signed a letter in support agreeing that our school-based prevention programs are beneficial to their students in your districts. Their names are Dorothy Linner, a 5th grade teacher at Greenman Elementary School in District 129 in Aurora; Lisa Pauletti, a 5th grade teacher at Erickson Elementary School in District 13 in Bloomingdale; Tracy Murphy, principal at Gower Middle School, District 62 in Burr Ridge; Julie Bartell, principal at Burr Ridge Middle School, District 180 in Burr Ridge; Kevin Russell, superintendent, District 58 in Downers Grove; Kathy Robinson, assistant superintendent; and Susan Warner, 5th grade teacher for District 181 in Hinsdale; Lori Tobalski, 5th grade teacher, Manor Elementary School, District 44 in Lombard; Karen Apostoli, principal of Wegner Elementary School at District 33 in West Chicago; Greg Wolcott, assistant superintendent for District 68 in Woodridge. Please support Candor Health Education with COVID relief funds so we can continue to provide the critical prevention skills and social emotional learning that youth desperately need now more than ever. Thank you for your consideration. That concludes the comment.
Okay, thank you, Mr. State's Attorney. With seeing no more public comment, no one's here live for public comment. Chairman's remarks. I just want to welcome our new members, Member Chavez, Member Garcia, Member LaPlante, and Member Schwarzy. Welcome to the board. I know I was swearing in last night, starting the next day, and I'm glad it went well. I know it wasn't what you're planning for, and usually we're in the auditorium, but again, welcome. Exciting times for you, and look forward to working with you over the next 2 years. Okay, we'll move on to discussion. We have a couple updates here. Item A is CARES Act update. Who is doing that for us? And also, before we do that, because we have a lot of people online today, if you're going to make a second, please call your name out. If you're going to make a second or a motion, and if you're not speaking, please mute your microphone. Thank you.
Ready? Hi, my name is Mary Catherine Wells. I work for Jeff Martinovich as the Deputy CFO in our Finance Department. Today, I'm going to be presenting some updated information on the CARES Act. I don't know if we can cue up, there's the slideshow. People that have been on the board have seen this a number of times, but for the new members, I wanted to step back a second and just give a little bit of background on what you're seeing here today. I think most of you got the presentation, you should have all gotten it on Friday night, so hopefully you've had a chance to look at it. In April of this year, the county received $161 million from the U.S. Treasury Department from the Federal CARES Act. We put that money into a fund called the Coronavirus Relief Fund, or CRF is what I refer to it a lot of times. It has 3 basic rules that we have to follow, the CARES Act does. The expenses have to be COVID-related expenses. The expenses couldn't be in the budget. And the expenses have to be incurred during the period of March 1 through December 30th. And that's the most important rule at this point. Today, as all the work that's being done in the department, we're trying to make sure that all the money gets out the door by December 30th. So that's going to be kind of the focus of some of the eligibility issues that we're looking at, whether it's in the municipal program or in the programs that we have with our community services organizations, or in the programs that we have here at the county for our internal departments. So of the $161 million, today's presentation is going to focus on about $49 million. We, out of $49 million, we allocated that to local governments. 43 went to municipalities, 3 went to fire protection districts, 1 went to park districts, and about 2 went to townships. So from there, I'm going to take us to the first slide. This is what I call a good news slide. Of the $43 million that's going to municipalities, most of it, or almost all of it, is going to be spent. The slide shows, the gray items on the slide show that that's where the money has already been reimbursed to the municipalities. The items that are Bolingbrook, Glendale Heights, and Warrenville highlights the ones in process, means that they've submitted for their full amount, and our consultant Guidehouse is reviewing them. And if you add all those numbers up together and add in Lamont, which from the start declined their allocation, you get to about our $43 million. So that part of the program has been highly successful. It's a majority, 43 out of $49 million. It's a majority of the funds. So from our perspective, you know, in terms of financial risk and money not being spent, there's little or no risk on this side. Next slide, please. Fire protection districts, similar, good story. All of the fire protection districts have drawn down their money, have drawn down or plan to draw down most of their money. We, as existing members, remember, we required spending plans, and all of them, the 3 or 4 you can see here, Glenside, Lamont, Oak Brook Terrace, and Winfield, all submitted spending plans that said they were going to draw it down, and actually at this point have in process with Guidehouse applications to totally pull down all the money. So that's going to be, out of the $3 million allocated, we're going to have $3 million spent. Next slide, please. Park districts, a little bit of a different story. You can see not as much gray on this slide, so that means that only a handful have at this point totally billed out all the money that we allocated to them. We did get spending plans for pretty much everybody, and as part of that, you can see on the slide on the right that there's a handful, like 6, that are either have been non-responsive or have said.
My slide's townships.
Yeah, we gotta go back to townships.
Okay.
3 is township. That's right, here it is. Township.
Okay, let's do
Let's
do 3.
Glasses are completely
Sorry.
fogged up. Yeah.
Of course, mine are in order. Yeah, so park districts, not as good as the first 2. Of course, it's only $1 million out of the $49 million, but we have a handful, as you can see from the right side of the slide, where people have gotten back to us with their spending plans and said, either they never submitted IGAs or they said they weren't going to spend out. So we know that $10,000, $10,981, that's not going to spend. And we also know at this point that in the last column of the bigger slide that the 12,000 is not going to spend out. So we're estimating, let me call it a reversion for the park districts right now, if all the spending plan information is correct, of about $23,000. Still a very small percentage relative to our overall $49 million. So township slide, wherever that is. Okay, good. Townships are where we have sort of the biggest issue at this point. We know that a large number, these 4 or 5, really 4 townships that are shown here with the remaining allocation, As of right now, we've spent a lot of time with this group of townships, and we know that they don't have plans to spend down the information. We've been spending, my Guidehouse team has documented a lot of time spent with this group, just, helping them through the process and explaining eligible expenses and just being on the phone with them. But I think that at this point, we have a pretty good idea that they're on target to leave $560,000 on the table. So that's really where the biggest unspent chunk is going to come from. Next slide. And so this just summarizes the 4 slides that you've seen to date. The big piece, I guess, the takeaway from this is, overall, in terms of the $49 million program, we only are anticipating about 1% being left on the table, which is, I think, very good at this point. But you can see that mostly falls in the township bucket, about 28% shown on this slide. So that's an update on local government side. Today, in addition, you're going to receive, your packets include requests for 6 supplemental items, 7, I mean. And I'm just going to briefly walk through those with you.
Before you do, are there any questions on?
Oh, yeah.
Are there any questions on what has already been talked about?
Yeah, I had a question regarding the townships.
Okay, who is that? Member Krajewski? I can't see.
Krajewski. Thanks, Jim. Mary, the IGA says they have till December 30th is that correct, to submit?
That's correct. And, that's why.
So I guess the question becomes on the timing of this. I mean, if we work with some of the townships, they come up with their expenses, they have till December 30th, but if they don't, we have to get it back into our public safety budget on that same day, I guess, to make sure it doesn't go unused.
That's completely correct. We feel like, though, at this point that they've pretty much gone on record and said that they're not going to spend that money.
I can't understand how. I mean, I've been working with downers and they got more than 225,000 requests. There's so many small not-for-profits in all these township areas that have already spent money, whether it's food pantries or for the mental health or whatever. They've already spent the money, so it's a no-brainer to reimburse them because they've already spent COVID-related items. I can't imagine they can't find anybody. I mean, Lyle's got a huge, the West Suburban Food Pantry. I mean, I believe that they've already incurred funds, but they have till the 30th to the extent, we still work with these townships. I just don't understand how they don't understand that this money. I mean, some of the other ones did a good job. Addison Downers, Naperville, Wayne. I mean, Naperville, last time we saw the slide was at 13,000. I know staff met with them and I think Member Desart was helping out. They spent it all and probably could spend more. But I'm just, concerned on what the timing is going to be, because they have till the 30th to still submit it to us. But then I guess on the 30th, do we just do a journal entry to reimburse with everything that's not spent through the IGAs through our public safety? Is that what we plan on doing?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Are there any other questions?
I had a question, Chairman.
Member Renahan?
So just going, following up on what Brian's saying here, I mean, what is the reticence in not spending this money? I mean, this is free money. I mean, I'm kind of just mind blown that this is not being spent. What do you hear? What are your people hearing?
I don't think there's a good answer to
Yeah,
that.
I wish that there
we all are
were
amazed by that they're not spending it.
a good answer from a staff perspective. I have a backup sheet that shows all the times that we had phone calls with them, walking through the eligibility with really the 4 that are outstanding. I know at one in particular, they've had turnover there. So, with upper management changes, but in general, all I can say is that at this point in time, they've gone on the record and said that they don't intend to spend their balances.
Okay. Well, thanks for your work. And we'll keep trying, right?
Member Chowski?
Are you dealing with the supervisor? Is that who's making the decision not to accept this CARES Act money, or is it somebody other than the supervisor?
It's the financial person, but sometimes they're working in tandem with the supervisor. So the staffs are so small there that
I agree with Commissioner Renahan. Here you got an ability to get free money, and all you gotta do is fill out a form or two. And we're being told, and again, I want to make sure that we've crossed our T's and dotted our I's, that we've already told them, look, this is what you have to do. And they've responded back, we have no intent or desire or to complete this process.
Right. You remember a couple weeks ago, we passed that resolution for the spending plan that said, you have to tell us on December 1. So we have something in writing from them that says that, yeah.
Do we want to give them one last ditch attempt, or we just already closed the door on this? Because it just seems to me it's unconscionable. Have money on the table, which these townships can use, and for whatever reason, it's not being fulfilled. I'm stunned. So I think we ought to pursue one last ditch attempt.
Right. Well, maybe if I suggest, we see the list of townships that are not spending their money, maybe those county board members in that area can find charities, find other things. We can take that allotment out if we could find, I mean, we do have Christmas coming, we have food pantries. I mean, again, these are dollars that we put out for townships. I mean, I was a big advocate for this because most of them have food pantries and they have local contact with these people. And if they're not going to spend it, then maybe we can do some work on our side and find some local charities, churches, other entities that we can get that money to before the end of the year.
Chairman Zay?
Yes. Member Rutledge?
Thank you. I've been working with these townships over the last couple of weeks because rather than put in a specific request to seed fund a diaper bank, staff has suggested that I go directly to the township since they have all of this unspent money that they absolutely could spend for diapers. So I'm trying to work with them right now, but I hear Mary Catherine's frustration with trying to get them to spend these dollars. I'm trying to pin everybody down this week. I understand that some townships have already spent their allocations, but there are other townships that are willing to kick in what they do have left, Lyle being one. I'm working with Winfield and they're the changeover in supervisor. So I am working with them, but if you've got any connections to your township people, please advocate that they spend some money on the diaper seed. It's a little bit of territorial things that I'm dealing with, and a little bit of fear on reimbursements and things like that. So I did talk to Nick yesterday. He kind of gave me the timeline for reimbursement. That's what they're all, wow, this is going to come out of our budget and who's to guarantee that we're going to be repaid. So there's a little bit of skepticism and a little territorial issues that I'm dealing with. So if anybody can give me any help with that, I'd appreciate the phone calls this week. Thank you.
And any other, I think before we move on to the next item, I just want to thank our staff. Obviously, this was a major undertaking of distributing $45 million to this many municipalities, different groups with different leaders, different financial people, and to do it in such a timely and efficient manner, just can only say thank you, because I'm sure it was not easy dealing with them, especially with Treasury changing the guidelines continually from the beginning, all the way through the summer. So, in discussions, I know that everybody had with mayors and managers, with park districts, with fire districts. So thank you to our people in the guidehouse too for their help. And I know it's easy. Yes, I'm sorry. Is that Member Desart?
I'm sorry, I had my hand up too. Yeah, I want to echo the appreciation for staff. I know that through Mary Catherine, I set up a Zoom meeting with my township supervisors, Naperville Township and Lisle Township, and staff was so generous with their time. There were 2 guidehouse people on the call. Bob Grogan was on the call. Mary Catherine, of course, was on the call, helping my township supervisors get through and use their CARES Act money. And of course, you see Naperville Township now is requesting the full amount. So I too appreciate their time and their energy involved in this, and they've just done an outstanding job. So thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Member Chavez?
I was just wondering if on behalf of some of the new members, if we could request an email summary of who is eligible, sort of the benefits, and who that will give us some indication as to how we can contact people and who exactly is eligible. I feel like we're a little bit behind because we're just starting today. So if we could just get a brief summary from staff as to who's eligible and some of the guidelines, that would be very helpful.
Sure, that's one way problem. We'll send it out to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions before we move on to the new requests? Okay, okay.
So we have the $49 million for our local government program. And then on top of that, the board has in a number of cases allocated, supplemental funding for the program. And that's what I'm going to go through right now are the supplemental requests. We have about 7 of them this week. And by way of background, I want to mention that the way the program has worked in the past is that we have an executive team. And I think on these like staff summary sheets, we call it the CRF senior team. And that team is composed of Cheryl Marquet in the county board's office, Nick Kottmeyer, and Connor McCarthy is often included in it, internal audit, finance staff, and our guidehouse staff. We have local guidehouse staff, and we also have some experts that are in Washington and some other locations that when we have eligibility questions, we bring them in. Today, the good news about today's 7 items that we're going to be looking at, they're all really straightforward from an eligibility perspective. So I'm going to run through these really quickly, but recognizing the requests that I just got there, we will follow up with the new board members to explain some of the finer details of what is and isn't eligible. I think these staff summary sheets are in your packets, so I'm going to walk through them very quickly. The first one that's on the list is Candor Health Education. They're a nonprofit group that provides health education classes to students grades 4 through 8. Social and emotional learning and training. The organization's asking for $38,000. The CRF senior team approves these expenses. They're all CARES eligible. The next request that we've gotten is from the DuPage Foundation. This is a proposal for a grant program for DuPage County arts organizations. They're requesting $300,000 in the grant program and $3,000 to administer the program. I know we've been working with this organization for the last 2 weeks, and they've already sort of put together their application process, received applications in hopes that they're going to get the funding. So that's definitely going to help them get the money out the door. As I said, the biggest eligibility criteria that we're looking at right now is getting the money out the door by December 30th. Given the work that they've done up front, we do believe that that's going to be eligible. And so at this point, we're recommending this, not recommending, we're approving it from an eligibility perspective. The next item on the list is the Village of Glendale Heights. They're requesting about $8,000 for costs that they've already incurred associated with mobile testing sites and a flu vaccine. These are clearly eligible costs. So we approve these from an eligibility perspective. The Village of Itasca is next. They're asking for $79,000, over $79,000 for their Itasca Bucks program. This is a program that gives out, where they gave out $50 to each household, and the households in turn had to spend that voucher or redeem that voucher at their local businesses. We believe that this is eligible for reimbursement from the CARES Act. The next request that I have is Itasca Public Library, about $13,000. Again, these requests are for CARES eligible expenses, for telework, public health expenses, and some other associated costs that are all due to COVID-19. These expenses are COVID eligible. Next is a request from Villa Park. They're asking for some technology improvements to their forced air system and their HVAC. These are, we've seen a lot of requests like this. We've actually seen this request. So this is the only challenge with this particular project is getting it out the door. We've worked with them on a couple occasions with their staff and their engineers. we do think at this point, things are all queued up and they've certified that they think it's going to be able to be done. It's a relatively small project. And we agree that we think it'll get out the door and all the costs will be incurred by December 30th. Last, I have a request from the Village of Woodridge. They're requesting about $66,000 for 2 initiatives. One is doing their boardroom to make it Zoom compatible, and the second is for laptops. These are clear eligible expenses from a CARES Act perspective. So again, we approve these in terms of eligibility. I don't know if there are any questions.
Any questions? Horsey?
Are these this $534,000? Is it available, or is that assuming the townships don't take their money, and that's how this money is available?
It is available. We had a pot of money that we put aside. It was about $11 million for this purpose, for member projects, and this falls within that. So it doesn't require borrowing from the township side of things.
Member Torrentori?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've consistently voted no on these additional allocations unless there's been something unique to the municipality in their requests, such as the West Chicago not immunization, but their testing program, as well as Bensonville's Latino outreach program. I think it's important for the new members to also understand that each of these municipalities has received or was allocated to them the amount of $54 and I think it was 81 cents per person in their municipality per capita. And so this is more money that is being requested for some items that would appear to me, at least, to be general expenses, which you could consider to be expenses for every municipality in the county. Mary Catherine, I do have a question.
Sure.
And I may know the answer to this. These requests by the municipalities, is there any kind of a requirement for them to show that they've expended the funds that they've already been allocated on the $54 and change per person?
That was one of our requirements. We didn't accept any from places where they didn't have all their money either completely spent or in process.
So for example, the Woodridge request to update their boardroom, they're saying that they've spent all of the money that they were allocated under the municipal allotment. They're essentially down to zero in their bank account, and they're asking for $65,000 to do what they want to do for their boardroom.
Right, and that makes sense given the first slide that we did. All the municipalities pretty much had, almost all of them have been paid their entire allotments. There are a handful where it's in process, but we've vetted those and we know they're going to be good to go. So.
Well, us paying them and them spending it are two different things, though.
It's reimbursement based, so they've already spent it.
Or it's on the books.
Right.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Member Garcia?
Yes, thank you. I didn't see it in the packet with the Itasca bucks. I'm just wondering if that's just those bucks per se are going to restaurants that are abiding by the governor's laws. So I'm just wondering if that's a stipulation of that request.
Well, I'm not sure if we know what that is because these bucks have already been handed out. I think that's a question we can ask Itasca.
Okay. Yeah, if I could get the answer to that would be great.
Okay. And also, how do we know that these $50 per resident has actually been turned into those restaurants?
Okay. Yeah. I'd still like to know.
Okay. No, but I'm just saying on top of your question, how do we know that they're actually spending it and if the restaurants are actually abiding by the governor's order? So we'll find out.
Thank you.
Member Pachowski?
Questions regarding the Itasca bucks, because it seems to me only restaurants who are complying with the governor's mandate, and again, municipalities have used this thing, and how do we say, well, the residents per household in Itasca get $50 regardless of your income, but if you live in Addison, Bensonville, or Wooddale, you don't? I had the same question as to whether or not Certain restaurants have already received CARES Act money, and those that aren't in compliance with the governor's mandate are being rewarded. And in the task letter, it doesn't clarify that. So I have questions on this as well. I like the concept. I think every household in DuPage should get a voucher. It should be a DuPage buck to use with restaurants that are compliant and not in violation of the governor's mandate. And, you know, it would be an issue with other municipalities and villages as far as the questions that I have here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Member DeCiani.
From Woodridge and from Villa Park, I think are important. I will be supporting them. I know a lot of members in districts 2, 3, and 5 are very adamant about a lot of these. The need to work from home, Zoom. This is a really big request from Woodridge. They don't really have a favorable boardroom for this. So the 2 requests from Woodridge, which amount to, I believe, 60,000 plus, will allow these folks to do that. With COVID, this probably will be happening through at least the first quarter of this year, possibly the second, based on the vaccines getting out there quickly. And for Villa Park, who's a non-home rule community, you know, this is something that would definitely help them protect the public and also their board, and you know, ideally filter or better filter their facilities over there as well too. Modest request. You know, if we don't spend these dollars, all of these are eligible without even a question. If we don't spend these dollars, we got to give them back to the federal government. The last thing I think we want to do as a board is give money back to the feds at this point. You know, if they can get it done, let's approve it. Let's help these towns. Villa Park is one of my poorest communities. They're non-home rule. They're always hurting for dough. You know, Woodridge, you know, another community that's been hit hard. So I think it's important that, you know, if we've got the dollars, we may have an influx of township dollars too. So why, you know, if we're not even going to those dollars at this point, these are monies that are available. I say, let's help them. Thank you.
Member
Thanks, Chairman. Just one thing to comment on a couple of comments already. With all with the change in the guidance, public safety is now 100% covered. So every municipality more than has spent their money because of their public safety budgets. So just with their police and/or fire, they've more than spent it because the whole public safety is included. But with that, Mary Catherine, you made a comment about the projects. Do you think that they may spend it by the end of the year, or they should spend it by the end of the year? You know, which is required by December 30th. Assuming we approve that, can we just have them submit as backup public safety budget, you know, for additional, you know, public safety that they've already incurred with their police, just in case they don't spend it by year end, then they're covered with additional submittals?
The board approval based on what you guys vote on here today. So I would say no to that. Would Connor, you would agree?
So as I understand your question, Member Krajewski, these are additional allocations that they're seeking. If you give them an additional allocation, can you also give them the opportunity to use it for a public safety purpose?
Yeah, because I think the question, Connor, is we think they're going to be able to spend it. They have to spend it by December 30th, and it appears they're going to be able to do that. But to the extent they do not, because they don't get it spent by December 30th, they have a number of other eligible expenses that are covered. Can we, you know, substitute that in lieu of?
Well, it would require some significant redrafting if that's what you wanted. I would suggest that this seems to be an over and above item, and it's a particularized item. For example, we did 2 weeks ago, I want to say there was an issue with Woodridge for some new work on their police department. Then before that, we had the vans to reach certain communities for West Chicago and Addison. Those are discrete items over and above what was the general allocation of, we'll say, for municipalities. I understand in the past that the board has voted down certain, you know, generic extra public safety money, like in the case of Burr Ridge and other places. I think it would be a bit confusing if they're submitting it. It's because they believe they can get the specific project done.
Yeah, my question just happens, what if they don't? Then the money's gonna be unspent and it's gonna wind up being reimbursed to us and sent back to the feds.
It'll be swept back to us, correct?
Member Tornatore?
Just to be clear, if we don't spend this money or we don't give it to these, it doesn't necessarily go back to the feds. It's going to go to us. It's going to go to our public safety. So the fact that if we don't give anything to a particular municipality, it's not going back to Washington. It's going to be used for our purposes here at the county. And just from a regarding the public safety, you know, it's kind of a red herring, and I have no qualms at all with the villages getting this money and the towns getting this money. But when you talk about the public safety budget, the money that we allocated to the municipalities based on the change in the Treasury guidelines, allowing public safety money to be used, doesn't mean that money's going directly to their police and fire departments. Those police departments and fire departments already had their budgets and those expenses allocated in their budgets. This is extra money that they're using under the public safety guidelines, so to speak, but they're using it for many different other things. So we talk about public safety, the extra money that they're getting, whether it was $4 million in Naperville or whatever, did not get swept into the police department or the fire department. It got used for a variety of things, but they were able to use their public safety budget in order to justify the dollars that we were given. Am I correct, Mary Catherine?
Yes, they had reimbursable expenses, but when they got the check, they could use it for whatever they wanted.
Right. So when we talk about public safety, let's understand that for the most part, I don't know of any of the municipalities that submitted a public safety expense that didn't already have that allocated in their budget before COVID hit. So it gave them the vehicle to get this money under the Treasury guidelines, but there's no obligation on the part of the municipalities to use this for police and fire. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Petrowski?
You know, months ago when we were discussing this, when it first came out, I remember it was Commissioner Ozog that said, if we have any money left over, we're going to put it in PPE and we're going to have other expenses. So I can tell, you know, Pete, that the money's not going to go back to the feds, and under any circumstance, we're not going to be refunding any money to the federal government. Is that correct?
Yes, that's the current plan.
All right. So if we decide not to give certain monies to some of these requests, I want it abundantly clear that everybody knows that that money is not going to be lost to the federal government. And in whatever case scenario, we're going to be buying, you know, PPE equipment, our hand sanitizer, and everything else we discussed. So it is not going to be lost, and we'll still have it here to use for the residents of DuPage County.
You know, I just wanted to point out too, I think as of date, we have not put any money for DuPage County for our public safety, have we?
Not yet.
Not yet. So we have
charged
not,
any
our
payroll.
reimbursements from March all the way to December, we have not put anything in. We have not reimbursed ourselves for any of our sheriff's expenses or any public safety at that point. So I think that's what we were waiting for at the end, is to sweep that and then use that for our public safety. Because I think the sheriff's budget is somewhere around $2.5 million a month. I think at that point. So, I mean, obviously I think if we look around the surrounding communities, I think this board has been very generous of the money we've given out, much more than the surrounding counties, much more than the state of Illinois. I mean, we were given that number by mayors and managers of per capita per person that we went for. I mean, Cook County, I think only gave out about $4 per capita, you know, so I think we know there's a lot of people out there hurting. I think we're trying to do the best job we can to make sure this money is getting out there. And there could be endless requests for public safety and for other items. We know it's a very difficult situation. And I think we're trying to do the best we can. And if we're saying no to somebody, it doesn't mean we don't care about their plight. It just means we can't say yes to everybody at that point. Member DeCiano.
Yeah, real quick. So the county hasn't received, I'm sure the county's received money on the CARES dollars. How much money has the county received? Health department, Convo Center. What are we looking at for the county?
The county received the whole amount from the U.S. Treasury upfront.
Right.
So
right.
we, right now, in a, interest-bearing account, have $161 million. What we haven't done at this point is charge down all of the expenses. So if you look at the balance today, you would see most of these expenses from local government program are, shown as charges as expenses. But I think what Vice Chairman Zay is explaining, that all the payroll expenses, we haven't charged those yet. And obviously we still have a few large capital projects that are underway here. So we're not seeing, all of the receipts at this point for November. And, we aren't seeing any receipts for December. And in some cases, there's a lag. So there might be October expenses too
What
that
are we
we're not
projecting
capturing.
the county allocation will be roughly?
I'm sorry?
What are we projecting the county allocation for CARES will be?
We did allocate, I think, $17 million to the health department. And we see that we have 2 testing sites open
Absolutely.
that we're basically paying for
No, but-
ourselves.
right.
after COVID. So
Say the county hasn't really used
but I'm
much-
saying on
yeah.
public safety, we haven't put anything in yet for public safety.
Yeah, I'm gonna say roughly $50 million for the county departments. We've got the 21.5 for the small businesses, $1 million for tourism, 16.5 for the health department, 7 for community development, local governments, 49. The what we call member initiatives, the piece we're discussing right now, 11, and then we have another about 10 that's that we put for the vaccine reserve. So that's also, you can count that in the county money.
So on the county side, probably 50, 60 million
Yes.
roughly? Okay, just want to be clear. Thank you.
Okay, Member Schwartz.
So the deadline for disbursement is December 30th. Is there a deadline for requests? Obviously, the logistics of our meetings
Right now.
play a part.
Right now,
Right now.
please
So-
no later.
So at 3 o'clock this afternoon, if someone requests, we say, no, sorry, you're too late.
We're part of the purpose of this discussion that we have to do today is, hey, we think we can get it out the door. So when somebody comes to us and they have a grant program that's at the last minute, we've kind of vetted that work with them to say, hey, yeah, given the way we have to approve things at the board and when we're going to be approving the payments and when you have to get the information back to us before that date, that's part of what we're looking at, whether it's capital project or, a grant project, or just in some cases, like the Forest Preserve District, they have to have the agreement back to us before we can reimburse them. They only have a certain number of meetings between now and then. So we tried to factor that into our eligibility requests. But yeah, it's kind of exciting right now to be staff.
Member Krajewski.
Didn't we just put in like $1 million some for public safety in December here for the additional sheriff, state's attorney and public defender?
In the budget for 2021.
Yeah, for the month of December. Didn't we just put that in there? I mean, we have to do it by December 30th, but we just put that in the budget, right? We've taken $1 million or whatever that number was for public safety.
Yeah, I mean, items may be in the 2021 budget, but we haven't claimed the expenses
We
yet.
included that in our sweep of 2.5 million for the 2021 budget for December.
Yeah.
So the 2.5 million December sweep has the additional public safety in it.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Member
Others
Dean?
that are on the agenda for today for Villa Park, Woodridge, and for DuPage Foundation, those are coming out of the municipal side of the CARES allotment, or are they coming out of the?
No, they're coming out of $11 million that we set aside for what I call
So-
member initiatives.
Contingency board member? Okay.
Yes,
very
and
good.
that pretty much spends down that balance, most of it. Yeah, so the difference between the 614 and today's balance.
Okay.
And just to point out too, I know everybody says, but the county of DuPage doesn't have municipal borders. So when we spend money for the health department or we spend money for small business, the things that we've taken initiatives on, we're spending for the entire county. So every municipality in the county is benefiting on the programs that we have been doing. So I know it's easy to say, well, a municipality has this and that, but the money that we have been spending to date has a benefit for the entire county, just not per county board district or per municipality. It helps everybody in the county. So that money, and I think we've been very judicial on how we're spending that money and how it's being allocated for ourselves, and making sure that our municipalities are getting a fair shake when it comes to these dollars that are being dispersed. Have you any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, we'll move on to approval of the November 24th minutes. Do I have a motion?
Chaplain. Second, Chaplain.
Moved by member DeCiani, seconded by member Chaplin. We do not have a quorum present, so we have to take roll call on every item today. We have roll call, please.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Looks like she is dropped.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachalski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye. Okay, that passes. We'll move on to budget transfers. Is there a motion on FIR 2821 budget transfers?
So moved, Chaplain.
By Chaplin, seconded by DeCiani. We have roll call, please.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert. Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachalski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye. Okay, that passes. We'll move on to procurements. Could someone take finance? Member Chaplin, would you take finance, please?
Yes, I will. Thank you, Chairman. So I will move to make a recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Discovery Benefits for flexible spending account services for the period of January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021 for human resources for a contract total not to exceed $20,000.
So moved, Ozog.
Second, Rutledge.
Seconded by Ozog. She got to you first. Call, please. Or just any discussion, I'm sorry? No, roll call, please.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez. Sorry.
Aye.
Member Covert. Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachalski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye. Okay, that passes. I did get a text from member Covert. She says she's trying to get back in, that she's frozen. So
Oh.
take a look for her if she's trying to get in. Move on to ETSB. Member Eckhoff.
There we go. I would move approval of ETSR 15-21, Second Amendment to the intergovernmental agreement between DuCom and the County of DuPage regarding the deed system.
This is pending.
Pending parent committee approval, which will be on Wednesday.
Okay, moved by member Eckhoff, seconded by member DeCiani. Any discussion? Member Rutledge?
Thanks, Chairman. This is kind of an oddball question, but something I've come across with my diaper efforts. Some communities have a 211 or a 311 telephone system that they can call for community support services, essentially. And I've asked several people if we have that in DuPage, and I suppose I could have just dialed it. But do we have anything like that in our emergency phone system?
question. We know the sheriff can do a reverse 911, but I'm not sure what
We've
each
got
community has.
I can't remember. It's Smart 311 or Smart 211, where you can go online and advertise. Well, Linda's online. She could probably explain it better than I can. Anyway, I know I've signed up my household. I can even put my 2 cats. I took pictures of them, uploaded them there.
I don't think anybody wants to hear about your cats, Grant.
I'm saying is it does everything from putting your family in and all your kids, but also your pets. You take a picture of your house, you upload it. You picture of the pets and you upload it. The whole ball of wax.
I see Mary Keating has raised her hand.
Yes.
Mary, do you have answer for us?
Yeah, I have a little bit of information. Thank you, Member Rutledge, for the question. 211 doesn't currently exist in DuPage County. DuPage and Cook are some of the counties in Illinois that haven't currently initiated it. We have been having discussions over the past several years about how to get it up and running. It would take a commitment of additional funding. What 211, the difference basically between 211 and our current intake and referral department is that 211 operates on a 24/7 basis. So it would take an expansion of our current INR function. Like I said, we have been having some discussions. It's a matter of identifying a sort of a sustainable and long-term funding source. It's not something that's a one-time expense. But I'd be happy to fill you in on more information about, more background on where we've been so far with trying to get it up and running.
Mary, is it the same program that we have to reapprove every year going forward?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
There's one of the program that I'm talking about comes to ETSB every year to re-up it because they take some funds to advertise it to try and broaden it out because public participation has not been as great as we would have liked it. I know everybody on ETSB has signed up for it, but
No, that's not the same thing. What 211 is a phone number that folks can call to get information about social services, government services, very similar to what we run currently with our current INR. So it's a place that folks can go to call about, where's the nearest food pantry? How do I sign up for unemployment? What kind of behavioral health services are available in the community? And then the nice thing about 211 is that in many communities, it's also used during disaster response. So it's a centralized, easy to remember phone number for folks so that if there were, flooding or some other disaster that we needed to get information out to folks, 211 is a great venue for that.
Well, I'm sure Linda will be on for regular county board at 10, so you can maybe re-ask that question.
Okay. Okay, I know Grant's cast.
I'm here now, if you want me to answer.
Okay, Linda, yeah, you want to go ahead?
Sure. 311 would be non-emergency services and would be the next step in looking at diversified services because we do have 10-digit dial numbers that come into the 911 centers. We've asked for some proposals just to be able to answer the question for the municipalities. It would be a separate funding, not ETSB funds at this point, based on the way the statute is written. So it's not currently in place today. Like everything we do in ETSB would be complex because we would be working with the municipalities and how we divide out those calls. Member Eckhoff is speaking about Smart 911, which I encourage everybody to sign up for. And it's an app that allows you to provide as much information as you wish in a profile that is only visible when you dial 911. And it can be done by family and you can include pets, but also family members. If you are a caregiver for someone such as who may have Alzheimer's and wander away, that information can be put in there. You can be as detailed as you want. So it's your choice as to how you fill in the profile, including your medications, which if you have senior parent like I do, can be extensive lists and then would be available to paramedics should the need arise. But that is a separate app and we do renew that every year and it's an ETSB cost.
Thank you, Linda.
And sure. For the newer members, I do have a couple hundred pictures of my cats if you'd like to see them.
Okay, well, let's pace ourselves. It's the first meeting, Grant, so let's,
Yeah, we've got another hour to kill, so what the heck?
do we have any other questions?
Yes, Chairman Zay.
Member Covert?
Sorry, my internet was disconnected. Is it possible to go back and say, I was trying to get on the phone and say aye for my votes. Is it possible to go back and record aye on the record for those items?
We'd have to go back and redo them. It's only, I think, one item, so are you okay?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to get it on the record that my internet connection was lost.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
The secretary will make that note. Okay, thank you. We have roll call then?
Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachalski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Salmon.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani.
Okay, that passes. Thank you, Member Eckhoff. Move on to Health and Human Services, Member Tornatori.
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to combine and approve items C1 through 6. These are amendments to resolution and contract purchases for expenses for community services and the care center.
Okay, we have a motion to combine and approve. Are there any questions on any of the 6 items?
Was there a second? Second to start?
Second by Member Desart. Thank you, Member Desart. Any questions? No, we have roll call, please.
Member Tornatori.
Aye.
Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachalski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Salmon. Member Salmon.
Aye. Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That passes. Oh, great. We'll move on to Judicial Public Safety, Member Eckhoff.
Mr. Zay. Calling on me. I would move approval of JPS 7-21, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Ray O'Haron Company for new officer and employee uniforms for the sheriff's office.
Okay, we have a motion by Member Eckhoff. Do we have a second?
Second, Rutledge.
By Member Schwarzy. We have any questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Member Eckhoff.
Aye.
Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachalski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Salmon.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani.
Thank you. That passes. Move on to Public Works, Member Tornatori.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would move to combine and approve items E1 and 2. These are recommendations for approval of contracts for Ford F-250 and 150 pickup trucks for the county.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second by Member DeCiani to combine and approve. Any questions? Member Garcia?
Yeah, just a quick question of the car or the truck purchases. Do we usually just, I know this is probably a bid out item. Do we try to get the bids to, is there something in the bids that asks that they come from DuPage County? Because I noticed that one of these is not. I was just wondering if that's, since I'm new at this, if that's something that's required in the bid packages.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I've been saying this for many, many years. It's very irritating. Nick, you want to explain this?
Yeah, so for especially the vehicles here, what we do is we look statewide, and these are off of the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative, the SPC. But it's my understanding that because we are not home rule, that we cannot specify that it is bought in DuPage County. So we have definitely examined that, and our state's attorney has weighed in that we can't. What I can tell you is when we purchase like this one, we look at various cooperatives and we do get the cheapest price. So if we get it from, down south or out west in the state of Illinois, we will do that, but we cannot specify DuPage County.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
And we have reached out in the past to the dealers, asking them if they would bid, and they pretty much have told us no.
We have reached out numerous times to our local vendors to see if they would match or see if they would bid, and they can't match the prices we're getting.
Okay.
We do not pay the sales tax.
Okay. I think Member Kajewski had his hand up. Member Kajewski.
I was just gonna say, and Nick, you stole my thunder. If we were home rule, we could do that. But when I was mayor in Downers Grove, we put that provision in there that within 2%, we could purchase from a local vendor, even if they're up to 2% more, to try to buy locally. But something to think about if we ever become home rule.
Okay, thank you. Member Chavez?
Thank you. I just wanted to get an understanding as to whether or not this is a necessary expense, especially in a COVID year. My concern is that it might, if we could put this off a year, but I didn't know. So I guess my two questions are, is this in addition to our fleet that's necessary, or is it replacing a vehicle that's not operable at the moment? Can we get a few more details on the necessity?
Great question. Great question. So these purchases are within the Public Works Department, which is an enterprise fund completely outside of the general fund. These are replacement vehicles. What we do is we have a fairly uniform process with all fleet replacement. Like I said, these are replacement for existing vehicles. Our general rule of thumb is 12 years or 150,000 miles, but the repair history, the reliability governs everything we do. If we, like these four, we're replacing a 1999 F-250 with 140,000 miles, a 2001 F-250 with 203,000 miles, a 2003 Ford Explorer with 125, and a 2007 Ford Escape with 125,000 miles. So it's not a hard and fast 12 years, 150, but if we start seeing reliability issues, safety issues, that's when, so we will go longer than what it is if it's reliable. So these are definitely replacements, and they were budgeted, they were in the approved budget. And like I said, being an enterprise fund, it does not have an impact to the general fund.
Thank you for that clarification.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions? Seeing and hearing none, roll call, please.
Member Tornatori?
Aye.
Member Zay?
Aye.
Member Chaplin?
Aye.
Member Chavez?
Aye.
Member Covert?
Aye.
Member Desart?
Aye.
Member DeCiani? Member Eckhoff? Member Garcia?
Aye.
Member Hart?
Aye.
Member Krajewski? Member LaPlante?
Aye.
Member Ozog?
Aye.
Member Pachelsky? Member Renihan?
Aye.
Member Rutledge?
Aye.
Member Schwarzy? Member Selman?
Aye.
All ayes.
All ayes, that passes. Thank you. Move on to technology. Member Hart.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Because the Technology Committee didn't meet this week, I'm first going to make a motion to discharge committee.
We have a motion.
Second Chaplin.
By Member Chaplin. We have a roll call, please.
Member Hart?
Aye.
Member Krajewski? Member LaPlante?
Aye.
Member Ozog?
Aye.
Member Pachelsky? Member Renihan?
Aye.
Member Rutledge?
Aye.
Member Schwarzy? Member Selman?
Aye.
Member Tornatori? Member Zay?
Aye.
Member Chaplin?
Aye.
Member Chavez?
Aye.
Member Covert?
Aye.
Member Desart?
Aye.
Member DeCiani? Member Eckhoff? Member Garcia?
Aye.
Thank you. That passes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, just one item under technology today. I'll move on TEP 270A-20, amendment to resolution TEP 270-20 issued to MHC Software, Inc. for annual maintenance of the enterprise content management system.
Second, Rutledge.
Questions?
Yeah, Chaplain, please.
Chaplain?
Thank you, Chairman. So on this contract, it looks like we purchased this MCH software back in 2015. And now this is the maintenance portion of this. So we need, we have to have the maintenance in order for the employees to be able to see their information. But my question is, why wasn't the maintenance included in on the original contract? You know, I just curious. I don't know why that wasn't included.
See, Don Carlson had his hand raised. Or Member Hart, do you want to answer?
I was going to say Don can speak to that. So Don, feel free to proceed.
Great, thanks. Member Chaplin, typically in the software world, you're paying annual maintenance. That's just the way it is. You don't pay it up front. If you discontinue use of the software, you don't pay it anymore. If you continue to use it, you pay annual maintenance. That's part of their revenue stream as well. It's just the way that the way the game goes.
Well, yeah, I get that, but it seems like it should have been, to me, in the original contract, not, you know, down the, you know, it wasn't included in the original price of the contract. So that's all I'm just saying. I think, you know, that, you know, if we know that maintenance is going to be in the contract, that should be part of the contract, but maybe technology companies do it differently.
Correct. It's always annual maintenance. We do, on occasion, we do prepay amounts up front. In this case, for example, on ERP, we prepaid 5 years. We got a deal on it. But in this case, it's a third-party vendor and it's an annual maintenance contract.
Okay, thank you.
Your IT director would have a better connection. Sounds like he's in a tunnel, but that's.
Sorry.
Thanks, Don. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachalski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Thank you. That passes. Move on to transportation. Member Pachowski.
Combine and approve agenda items 1 and 2 under transportation.
We have a motion by Member Pachowski, seconded by Member DeCiani to combine and approve items 1 and 2 on the transportation agenda. Do you have any questions on the 2 items? Seeing or hearing none, your roll call, please.
Member Pachalski.
Aye.
Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
All ayes, that passes. Thank you, Member Pachowski. Move on to finance resolutions. Member Chaplin, will you take those?
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. I will move to combine and improve items A, B, and C on finance resolutions. All our acceptance and appropriations of various items on the finance agenda.
Motion to combine and approve items A and B. All right, second was by Member Selman.
And C.
And C.
And C. Thank you. And C. Are there any questions on those 3 items? Seeing hearing none, roll call, please.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachalski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay, thank you. All ayes, that passes. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. I will move on FIP 00821, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Metro Insurance Services, Trinity Risk Solutions, to provide liability insurance for the DuPage Care Center. This contract covers the period of January 1st, 2021 through January 1st, 2022 for financial tort liability in the amount not to exceed $348,874.
Motion. We have a second by member DeCiani. Any questions on this item? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachalski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye. Passes. Thank you.
Thank you. I will move on item E, FIR 0023-21, resolution, annual general fund financial commitments in support of various recipients from the general fund for fiscal year 2021.
Second, Ozog.
By member Ozog. Any questions? Member Renahan?
Yeah, I just had a question. Yeah, I think we have like what, 4 or 5 dissimilar items: the SACO, NACO, University of Illinois, Hope Task Force, a number of things. I mean, I think things that in general we support, but I'm just wondering why they aren't listed on a resolution. I mean, I would like those listed. I think that, and I think in the past we voted on them separately. Staff?
Question? Yes, for staff. Jeff, if you want to come up.
Yes, this is just to memorialize some of these memberships and other contributions that we have. Any dollar amount, again, it's over 15,000, the Finance Committee will see it again. Any dollar amount that's 30,000 or more, the full county board will see that again. I guess next year we could do this by resolution, but again, these won't be the last time you'll see some of these items. Historically, this is just the way we've done them.
Okay, I'm just thinking in the spirit of transparency, it helps the public follow our meeting better if they know what we're voting on.
Jeff, is there a time constraint on this?
No, there's not.
Member Renahan, would you like this pulled and then brought back and have it separated out?
No, not at all. Just a recommendation for future, information.
Okay. Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, thank you, Jeff. Wait, roll call, please.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachalski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye, always last. Thank you. Okay, that passes.
Okay. Thank you, Chairman. I'll move on item F, FIR 0016-21, resolution, placing names on payroll.
A motion, we have a second.
Second, Rutledge.
Tornatori. Sorry, by member DeCiani. Sorry, Sam. Say all. Any questions on placing names on payroll? You're hearing none. The roll call, please.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachalski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye. Thank you. That passes. Jeff?
Thank you, Chairman. I will make a motion to combine and approve the following items, G through O on the finance agenda. These are all COVID item expenses.
I'm sorry, could we vote on H separately?
Yeah, can we pull H off, please?
Sure, yep, yes, we'll pull
Thank you.
H. Any others that want to have any items pulled?
Yeah, no, I think what I'm hearing here is that, could you do those individually, Member Chaplin, each one?
Everyone, yes, I wasn't sure if you wanted me to take them that way. Yes, I'll be happy to do them individually. Okay, I will make a motion to approve item G FIR-001921, resolution approving a grant agreement with Candor Health Education in the amount of $38,574.73.
Motion, do we have a second? Second by Member DeCiani. Any discussion? Now, is Member Renahan?
Yeah, I just wanted to speak to this briefly. I think a lot of us know Candor as the 501c3 Robert Crown Center, which is sex education, substance abuse prevention, and social and emotional supports. 3 of my kids have all been through this program, probably many of our others. There's probably even some people on this board that have been through the program. I just think it's so important during this period of isolation and stress with COVID, that we have this kind of classes, this kind of educational support. And I think they have done just a tremendous job at kind of reinventing themselves, reinventing the model of how they can provide good information, social services. 150 schools over in our county are all, well, I keep wanting to say Robert Crown, but Candor schools. And I just would really like to see some support for this program. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing or hearing none? Roll call.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Puchalski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Shorzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye.
All aye.
All ayes, that passes. Thank you. Member Chaplin.
Thank you, Chairman. I will move on item H, FIR-0018-21, recommendation for the approval of a payment to the Village of Itasca for the supplemental reimbursement of COVID-19 eligible expenses from the CRF fund for a total amount of $79,765.
We have a motion. We have a second by Member DeCiani. Any discussion? Seeing or hearing none? Roll call, please.
Well, no,
Member
you know what, actually, I was, Chairman Zay, I had the same concerns you had about this, whether people were spending these vouchers or not. I believe the Village of Lisle put this in place a few months back, and they've had very few people use these vouchers. Now, they had to purchase them or order them online, so might be a little bit different than Itasca. But I'm wondering if we completely pull this item and bring it back when we have more information, or if we just want to take a vote today. I don't know how other members feel on that, but I have concerns about this item.
Okay. Any other discussion? I know Member DeCiani.
Concern, but I gotta, I know Itasca is another non-home rule community. They're not financially, in a position that most towns are in, like Elmhurst, who's home rule and has a huge cash surplus on hand. And, Villa Park's another one that's non-home rule. So as a non-home rule county, we can, I think, appreciate and maybe somewhat sympathize with some of these communities. But I think Mayor Prine is probably trying to do the best he can with his businesses, trying to keep his money local, encouraging this. So, I know it might sound, like something that might be over and above what some of us would think would be important, but I know he's got a small business community there. He had a major issue there with a fight on this whole opioid issue that I think is in the courts, if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of turned his community upside down. So I'm going to support the mayor and his community. I know that they're non-home rule, and I know they could definitely use the help. So I will be supporting. Thank you.
Okay. Member Selman.
Thank you, Chairman. Itasca is a community in District 1, and I think all of us in District 1 commend the mayor on his creativity here. It's just whether or not this is a good fit for these dollars. Mentioned earlier, we would love to see a program like this countywide, something that we could implement and really help our businesses. But if we're looking at finite dollars, which is what we're looking at as we're getting to the end of this year, I don't think this request quite hits the head. There is a request from Itasca for the libraries a little later on the agenda, and I'll be happy to support that one. I think that's really prudent. And I would hope that if we get federal dollars in January and February again, that we could look at modeling a program and taking ideas from Itasca and Lyle, and I think Wooddale did something, and trying to do something countywide. I think that would be the best use of dollars at that point if we are able to get some.
Thank you. Member Pachowski.
I agree with Member Selman. We've gone over this, and I think there's a lot of restaurants that need help. People in District 1 shouldn't be preferred in one municipality or another. A lot of these restaurants already got CARES money, and a lot of the residents in other communities should have that same opportunity. I think it should be a DuPage bucks. I don't know enough whether or not you have to be compliant with the governor's restrictions and things like that, so I will not be supporting this as well.
Member Tornatori.
I was told that this can't be pulled because of time constraints. We have.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Member Garcia.
That kind of answered my question. So, I would have concerns again about it going to restaurants that we're not following the governor's orders, and but we can't pull it. So,
yeah.
I don't know if you're just having spasms or you're putting your hand up.
I'm voting no on this, but we can pull it. We have a special call on the 22nd, right, to do the restaurants for Choose DuPage, so it could easily be put on the 22nd if we pull it.
Sounds like District 1's.
Yeah.
So I would. It's their district. I would.
Yep.
Link to their recommendations.
Yeah.
Any other discussions? No. Okay. Roll call, please.
Member Chaplin,
No.
Member Chavez,
No.
Member Covert,
Aye.
Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani, Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
no.
Member Hart,
Aye.
Member Krajewski,
No.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Ozog,
No.
Member Pachowski, Member Renihan,
No.
Member Rutledge,
No.
Member Schwarzy, Member Selman,
No.
Member Tornatori, Member Zay.
No. Fails. It fails. Thank you. That fails. Move on to the next item, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I will move to approve item I, FIR-0020-21, resolution recommendation for the approval of a payment to the Village of Villa Park for the supplemental reimbursement of COVID-19 eligible expenses from the CRF fund for a total amount of $25,565.50.
Member Chaplin, second by Member DeCiani. We have any discussion? Member DeCiani.
Request from Villa Park. They are a non-home rule community, challenged, hit hard by COVID. Our testing center to the east is actually in their community, and I appreciate our staff for stepping up and doing that. I know it was something I requested back as I was HHS chair. So, I think this is something that can definitely, it's not a construction project. While it looks like it's mechanical, these will just pop into their facilities, and they can easily have these in before the end of the month, and it would definitely help them with the virus, and I fully support it. So I would hope our board would do the same. Thank you.
Member Pachowski.
Is it for the entire buildings, or is it just for their boardroom for their meetings?
Catherine's coming up.
gonna say he's gonna answer it.
It's just for their boardroom.
Have we done other projects, HVAC, for strictly boardrooms for any other municipalities under this program?
Having staff is talking right now. Member Chaplin, you want to?
Yeah, I thought I read in the memo, maybe because I've read so many memos, I'm getting confused, but I thought I read in the memo that was for the boardroom and then like a common area where people gather. That's what I thought I had read in the memo. I can't pull it up because then I'll lose you guys. So, but that's what I thought, that it was more, but was also where people went to do their business as well, but I'm not sure. But that's what I thought I had read in the memo.
It does say on our memo, it says submit requests UV disinfection technology for Village Hall and the Iowa Community Center, both buildings.
Yeah.
Traditional forced air through HVAC systems. Project will protect residents and staff by
Yep.
disinfectants airflow.
Yeah. Thank you.
Supplement and make those rooms, public rooms safe.
Yes.
So to answer all the questions here, Member Chelsky, you mentioned, have we done it? Yes, we've done it for other ones. Other villages have had that as an eligible expense, and we have done it ourselves internally.
My question, I know we didn't hear.
And it's an add-on, yes.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Member Desart?
Thank you. I'd just like to ask Nick, it's my understanding that these are member initiatives. Is that correct? Board members here have put these initiatives forward.
As far as the member initiatives, they're not necessarily put forward by board members, but it's out of the bucket. So that's why all we do as a staff is make sure they're eligible for CARES Act funding. And then they're brought before the board for consideration by the members then. But it comes out of the member initiative bucket, I guess, is for lack of a better term.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing or hearing none, roll call, please.
Member Chaplin?
Aye.
Member Chavez?
Aye.
Member Covert?
Aye.
Member Desart?
Aye.
Member DeCiani? Member Eckhoff? Member Garcia?
Aye.
Member Hart?
Aye.
Member Krajewski?
Aye.
Member LaPlante?
Aye.
Member Ozog?
Aye.
Member Pachowski? Member Renahan?
Aye.
Member Rutledge?
Aye.
Member Schwarzy? Member Selman?
Aye.
Member Tornatori? Member Zay?
Aye.
All aye.
That passes. Thank you.
Okay, I will move on. Item number J, FIR-0021-21, recommendation for the approval of a payment to the Village of Glendale Heights for the supplemental reimbursement of COVID-19 eligible expenses from the CRF fund for a total amount of $8,669.58.
Second, Selman.
Second by Member Selman. Any questions? Member Schwarzy.
I think this is a great thing. I'm just curious, do we know if they charged for their vaccinations and their testing? They charge their residents? Do we know that?
I don't think they did not charge on that.
It was free.
It was free.
Great, thank you.
Member Chelsky.
Just flu shots, but it's only for the residents in that community or municipality, or can other people not living in that area get a flu shot there, regardless of whether they're residents there?
I don't think, no, I think they did it in their park there in Glendale Heights. So they promoted it locally, but I think anybody could come and get it.
All right, so my thought is I think it would be better if we're giving CARES Act money and someone's able to get a flu shot, I think it's a great idea that we do that. I'm supporting this as well.
Okay, great. Any other questions? Seeing or hearing none, roll call, please.
Member Chaplin?
Aye.
Member Chavez?
Aye.
Member Covert?
Aye.
Member Desart?
Aye.
Member DeCiani? Member Eckhoff? Member Garcia?
Aye.
Member Hart?
Aye.
Member Krajewski?
Aye.
Member LaPlante?
Aye.
Member Ozog?
Aye.
Member Pachowski? Member Renahan?
Aye.
Member Rutledge?
Aye.
Member Schwarzy? Member Selman?
Aye.
Member Tornatori? Member Zay?
Aye.
All aye.
All ayes passes. Thank you. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I will move on item K, FIR-0024-21. Recommendation for the approval of a payment to the Village of Woodridge for the supplemental reimbursement of COVID-19 eligible expenses from the CRF fund for a total amount of $65,910.
Motion by Member Chaplin, a second by Member DeCiani. Any discussion? Member DeCiani.
Again, this is one of our communities that we share this town. It's a great community amongst three districts, District 2, 3, and 5. We are going to see this town having to work remotely. Several of the board members or elected officials there have challenges who I care about deeply, and I want to make sure that they're safe and they can conduct their business in a safe way. So I would encourage all of us, if we can, to support this. Thank you.
Okay. Member Pachowski.
Or access to cable TV, which they already have. Is that not correct?
We make their Zoom capabilities.
It's what we did originally with our conference rooms when we made them Zoom capable. They're transitioning their boardroom to a Zoom capable room and an ITs.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? No. Seeing or hearing none, roll call, please.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachowski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Salmon.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye.
All ayes.
All ayes, that passes. Member Chaplin.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. I'll move to approve item L, FIR-0022-21, resolution recommendation for the approval of a payment to the Itasca Community Library for the supplemental reimbursement of COVID-19 eligible expenses from the CRF fund for a total amount of $13,455.76.
Second, Desart.
Motion and a second by Member Desart. Any discussion? Member Pachowski.
Thank you. I believe this is a great program, and I will be supporting. I think District 1 supports this wholeheartedly.
Okay. Well, if District 1 says, what is, like Sam's got his hands up, what else can you say? I mean, okay. Any other discussion? Seeing or hearing none, roll call, please.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachowski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay, that passes. Thank you. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I will move on item N, FIR-0026-21, resolution approving a grant agreement with DuPage County Foundation or DuPage Foundation in the amount of $303,000. COVID item.
We skip
For-
M.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I skip? Did we skip M? Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped M. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll move to on item M, FIR-0025-21, approval of issuance of payments to small business and independent contractors through the Small Business Relief Grant Fund Program administered by Choose DuPage in the amount of $42,161.
Second, Desart.
By Chaplin, second by Desart. Any questions? Member Salmon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was just wondering, is this going to be our last allocation to this fund, or are we expecting a few grants when we have our special call on the 22nd?
You think Nick would be sitting closer today, but he continues.
He wants to get his steps in. It's all right.
It actually, I'm glad you brought that question. So, and I know it's been mentioned, we are planning a special call either right before Christmas or right after Christmas to clean up, and I'm sorry about that, but to clean up anything left with Greg Bedeloff and Choose DuPage with us, as well as maybe some financial resolutions needed for the end of the year sweeps, things like that, only care related. But there will likely be another group of these that Greg will clean up at the end of the year. So anything left, we'll take care of at that time.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Nick.
Okay. Any other questions? Seeing or hearing none, roll call, please.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Dessart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachalski. Member Renihan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. And Member Zay.
Aye. All ayes, that passes. Member Chaplin.
Thank you, Chairman. I will move on item N, FIR-0026-21, resolution approving a grant agreement with DuPage Foundation in the amount of $303,000.
Second, Chavez.
Second by Rutledge first. Okay. Questions, Member Rutledge?
Yeah, this is my initiative, and I just want to mention to the board that we've given millions of dollars to bars and restaurants to get them through COVID, but arts organizations like this have not gotten a dime from COVID CARES Act money, and they're important for our community as well, so I'm going to urge all of you to support this.
Okay. Any other questions? Member Selman?
Rather, not a question, but more of a comment. I think this is another area where our county really has the opportunity to lead. I think we've seen sort of similar smaller ideas a little bit in Chicago, maybe, but having a county really leading on this and making the point that our arts community, those are jobs just as much as our restaurants are. And there are things that make our community the place where we love to raise our families, right? So this investment will make sure that in a year or so that they are on a stronger footing to still be there when we're all ready to gather again. So I'll also be supporting this, and I thank Member Rutledge for her creativity in bringing this to us. Thank you.
Okay. Bless you, Member LaPlante. Member Covert?
Yes, thank you, Chairman Zay. I also want to thank you, Member Rutledge, for bringing this up. And it may seem like a large amount of money, but we do have a pretty good breakdown of all the different organizations that it will be going to in many different villages and cities. So we do need culture in DuPage County, and there are a lot of people who have professions in these areas, and it's definitely needed. So I wholeheartedly support it. Thanks.
Any other comments, questions? No, Member Tornatori?
Mr. Chairman, I support this and the concept of it. I think it's important. I am concerned, however, or have a somewhat of a concern about how the money is going to be dispersed. It appears here that DuPage Foundation is essentially going to be vetting these applications and dispersing the money, or otherwise do what we've been doing all along. And I don't want to set a precedent so that we don't get a Chamber of Commerce in some town coming in saying, we'd like $1 million and let us decide which businesses get the money or don't. So, you know, Mary Catherine, does this, maybe you can answer this, does this run afoul of our procedure that we've set up in order to have us and Guidehouse determine which businesses or entities get the money? I trust DuPage Foundation. I'm going to vote for this. I'm just a little concerned that we're giving money to a group who's then going to decide who gets and who doesn't get the money and how much.
It's a good question. The act is designed it treats two different groups differently. And so I would say that this model is, think about this because it's more of an economic development and business program. Think about it more like what we do through Choose DuPage, right? Choose DuPage is making the decisions about the determinations. So, but we have a higher standard for economic development projects, we have a different standard for those than we do in the case of municipalities, townships. That group are called subrecipients. So we have a lot more due diligence that we have to do in terms of reviewing and vetting what's eligible. But on the non-for-profit side, where these are, and like any project that's a small business or economic development, what we really have to have in terms of eligibility is an income statement that shows that the organization was negatively impacted. And in the case of this grant program, we met with and talked with this group a couple weeks ago, and they had already collected information, but we're like, no, we have to have that income statement piece. And if you can't show that they had need, then they're not eligible, but that's the core piece. So we're comfortable with this. The rules are a little bit different for different parts of different programs.
Okay, so we've through our committee have been able to vet these organizations as well as DuPage foundations. That's what you're telling me, to some extent.
Yeah, we will make sure as part of our monitoring process that they all have income statements.
Okay, because I understand the analogy with Choose DuPage and this, although Choose DuPage, we created that system where they took care of the businesses, and this is kind of coming out of their own initiative. So I'm going to support it. I'm a little concerned about letting somebody else decide, but knowing DuPage Foundation, I will trust that they're going to continue to do the good work they've done in the past. So I would support it. Thanks.
Member Pachowski first.
I was on economic development, and in the early days of the pandemic, we had a presentation where we committed $1 million to marketing, and we committed $1 million to get people to come to DuPage. That was a hotly contested meeting because a lot of members said, wow, how are you going to bring and spend all this money when we have everything going on with COVID? Now, how do we not give the money to the arts that enables the money that we spent for the marketing to be carried out? So it seems it's one has to go with the other. So I supported the money that we spent in economic development, even though it was, a little bit of a risk factor. And I think if anybody who did that, which I thought was unanimous, then you should support this, because this is why the people are coming to DuPage, is for these arts. And I support this big time.
Member Covert.
Yes, I just wanted to add that there is an agreement, a contract in the packet, which does contain an indemnification clause, and it does state that the county won't be held liable, as a county, just in case. So that kind of brings that comfort there as well for anybody who has concerns of liability to the county. So I forgot which paragraph it's in, but there is an indemnification clause in there.
Member Krajewski.
Yeah, I support this initiative, but a little different, Mary Catherine, with regards to Choose DuPage, all of those businesses came to the board for approval. And then we approved it. Under this situation, I don't think we're getting the list of all the approved ones to vote on.
Allowed, though many other places are using this, across the country. We sit in on calls with GFOA and, National Governors Association. This is the way it's done.
I look at it as closer to what the townships are doing, like in Downers. They're giving it out.
Right. Yes, that's true too. But
the many local communities who they're giving.
In the case of the townships, again, the townships are local government, so they're held to different standards. So it's like a pass through. This is really like a nonprofit passing through to a nonprofit. In that case, it's a local government passing through to a nonprofit. But again, the governments and the nonprofits have different reporting requirement under CARES Act.
I'm just saying that with Choose DuPage, they're just recommending to us like you're recommending to us. We're the ones that are approving it.
Agreed. Point taken.
Any other counties do similar things with the arts like we're doing here? I mean, obviously we look at what other collar counties are doing. I always bring that up because I always want to know what the other collar counties are doing on a lot of these issues. But I think that money for the arts is a smart thing. I was just curious, are we the first ones doing this, or is there other counties that have already gone this far?
there are some other counties, I can, after this meeting, I can follow up with you and get the, and get that information for you.
I would like to know that. I'd like to know if other counties also did the marketing we did to come to DuPage, because I think that is the key fact in why we should support this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? No, it came from District 6, so it's got to be good. So, seeing or hearing none, roll call, please.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
He's frozen.
Thank you. Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachowski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. And Member Zay.
Aye.
All aye.
Okay.
Krajewski's aye. I think I may have got frozen there, Dan.
Thank you. We have all ayes. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I will move to approve item O FIR-0027-21. Recommendation for the approval of a payment to the DuPage County Health Department for the reimbursement of COVID eligible expenses from the CRF fund for a total amount of $1,870,998.22.
Dr. Desart.
Motion by Member Chaplin, seconded by Member Desart. Any discussion? Seeing or hearing none, roll call, please.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachowski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye. Okay, thank you. That passes. Member Chaplin.
Yes, thank you. Item 10, we have informational, so I'll move to place on file payment of claims and grant notifications.
Motion to receive and place on file by Member Chaplin. Is there a second? Second by Member Tornatori. Roll call, please.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachowski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. That passes. Item number 11. I'm sure everybody's excited about this. We have to go into executive session. I know before we make the motion that everybody has to sign out and sign back in on a different link. So we'll give you some time to do that once we get everybody reestablished. Yeah. Thank you, Connor. Love to have Connor next to me. Okay, just before we go. So is there a motion to go into executive session pursuant?
Krajewski moves to go into executive session
Second,
under 5
Chaplin.
ILCS 1202C2 collective negotiation matters.
Yeah, and if Wendy, if you could make sure Brian does not get back on for executive session, that'd be perfect. So we have a motion by Member Krajewski, second,
Chaplin.
Pachowski. We have roll call, please.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachowski. Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani. Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Aye.
All ayes. We're going to go into executive session. So we will see everybody back in a few moments here as you reestablish. Oh, you're already cut off. So there we go. Thanks, Wendy. good? Everybody's up? Okay. So we are out of executive session. Can we, I think we need to take a, do we need to take a roll call? Yes. We need to do a roll call.
Member Chaplin,
Here.
Member Chavez,
Here.
Member Covert,
Here.
Member Desart,
Here.
Member DeCiani, Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Here.
Member Hart,
Here.
Member Krajewski,
Here.
Member LaPlante,
Here.
Member Ozog,
Here.
Member Pachalski, Member Renahan,
I don't see her up yet. She's probably trying to get back in.
Member Rutledge,
Here.
Member Schwarzy, Member Selman, Member Tornatori, Member Zay.
Here. Ashley raised her hand, so I think she's saying she's here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, is there a, I'll make a motion on the one item? Your mic's not.
FIR 001721, ratification decision of the interest binding arbitration between the county of DuPage and the sheriff and the MAP union.
Okay, we have a motion by member DeCiani, a second by member Pachalski.
Member DeCiani, Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Aye.
Member Hart,
Aye.
Member Krajewski, Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Ozog,
Aye.
Member Pachalski, Member Renahan, Member Rutledge,
Aye.
Member Schwarzy, Member Selman,
Aye.
Member Tornatori, Member Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member Covert,
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
All right.
We have any old business? We have any new business? Okay. 44 more to go in 2 years. Without objection, we are adjourned. Thank you very much. We'll see you in a few minutes for the county board meeting.